And the food thing, the famine, which is a genocide. The Brits are like, they'll never let it go, and it's like, it was only 150 years ago, okay?
Not even that long.
And we're still f***ed up from it. We're a land of people who have ADHD because of famine trauma, okay?
I've also never heard the famine get whooped before. You were like, the famine, the genocide, these guys are like, yeah, no, bro!
They go, I'm Irish, I'm lucky. She's just going to say all the reasons why Irish people are f***ing not lucky at all.
Not lucky. So the earliest human beings in Ireland, the prehistoric Ireland, was 33,000 BC before the crack. And we've been kind of consistently on the island of Ireland since 10,000 BC. And the reason they say we were there 33,000 BC is because there's apparently some mangled bear remains in some cave somewhere. So then enter the Celts, what everyone thinks we are today. They were like the OG Europeans. They came from Turkey, they came from Spain, they came from France. So basically the Celts, they're not really like a race, they're not like who we are, they're more like a jumbo tribe.
We're actually really Middle Eastern.
Yeah. Katie was like,
I swear.
This narrative.
I'm not just saying that because my friends in the back of the room.
Yeah.
No, we are. The first bog body was 5,000 years ago, and when they did the DNA, they were Middle Eastern. I was like, that's why I go to Eid. All my friends, I take the photos. I know how to be a good white person.
Not a race, massive group of tribes. So that's what Celts are, essentially. So the Celt-Iberians came from Spain, the Galatians came from Turkey, the Gauls came from France, and the Breton, Picts, and Gaels in Ireland. And this ties back also to Irish being a Celtic language. So the reason, all Americans are like, oh my God, you speak Gaelic? Yeah, that's technically right, but we speak Irish, which is a kind of department, let's say, of the Gaelic languages, because there's also Manx, which is spoken on the Isle of Man, and there's also Scots Gaelic. So yes, Ireland was colonised, but Ireland also colonised Scotland, which is another whole other story.
Don't fucking listen to her lies. No, the Irish just went there. The Irish also were put in prison there, so any of the rebellions were put in prison in Scotland, so this is way closer. And then, so the Brits would put them in prison in Scotland, but then because all of the IRA heads were there, they would just make plans for their next little revolution camp. And the Scottish Gaelic is like a William Shakespeare Irish. So because it's Irish before we got Catholicism, and now our Irish is all like, good God.
So I was talking BC, she's
like, shut the Katie. She's
like,
this is not part of the timeline! Go ahead.
So remember we spoke earlier about the Tuatha De Danann. Tuatha meaning tribe, De meaning a genitive case of the gods, and Danann meaning the mother of the gods. So the Tuatha De Danann were the tribe or the people of the mother god, which essentially is our supernatural race that was in Ireland before the Celts arrived. And they were like the OG influencers of Ireland. Essentially, we still live to their shite today, really, like the fairies and all that, those bits and pieces. So, as I say here, ruled Ireland before humans, basically the influencers of Ireland. They told us what to do, who to be, and who to pray to. All our superstitions came from the Tuatha De Danann, so we're talking here before 400 AD, so back to the 33,000 BC, before the crack. And then we had the Christians come, and who did the Christianity come from? St. Patrick, Jesus Christ, guys.
Oh, sorry. Even I was like, what?
I was like, there's a quiz?
I don't think I had half a beer.
Yeah. The Christianity, that's probably why I'll blame it on the fact that I pronounced it wrong. So St. Patrick converted Ireland to Christianity in the 5th century, so the 400s. Now apparently there was writings before that, but we're not going to reference them. There were no snakes in Ireland, as we said. It was a medieval PR marketing stunt, just a PR spin on the pagans being obliterated. And then enter the monks and the manuscripts. Now we're delighted to have the monks in a way though, because they were the ones that really wrote down about the Irish language, about...
Sorry, these pants are new and I left the sticker on. I literally can't do anything right.
The monks lived in these really cute little huts. Has anyone here been to Dingle?
the dolphin? That dolphin's like 40 years old because they keep just calling. No, it's
dead.
That's no. You're meant to pretend he's not dead. You're meant to pretend that each other dolphin is still funky.
Half the people here are like, oh, the so much. But the fungi is the reason that you go to Dingle. But also because of the monks' beehive huts, because that's where they wrote their letters and they wrote about the Irish language. Enter the 800s. Oh, the monks were making beer and vodka at this point as well. So we have like the Franciscan Well Brewery in County Cork. Yes, so we've lovely beer from there that was made by the monks. And 800s, Vikings showed up, pillaging the monks and murdered them all. And then enter the beautiful 1200s. Who came in the 1200s?
The Brits, Normandies, whatever they were called. What were they called then? The Normans?
The Anglo-Normans.
The Anglos.
Yes, they weren't quite the Normans, but they were the Anglo-Normans. So, but this is what kind of messes us up in a way, like, I don't really want to think about it, but it was actually a Dublin king that invited the Anglo-Normans to Ireland.
Those men.
The Dubs. They're the issues, the real issues.
What a Judas!
But we have you because of this as well.
That's true. Maybe
Yeah,
he's not a
Is your
bad.
fault?
Actually, now that I think about
Well,
it.
he wouldn't exist.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So many variables, right from that, right up to my man Da. I wouldn't be here.
Yes.
All that had to pan out.
King of Dublin. Thank you. So he gave a buzz there in the 800s. England, can you come over there? Thanks a mil. And British rule came in around 1200s, and it was literally then. So what's that? Almost 800, 900 years ago. They were like, you can't use Irish for the political language, the economic. If you walk into the shop, I don't know about the word, some shops back then. But you walk in, you can't speak Irish, you can't speak any Irish whatsoever. It came to the 1500s. British rule was really like.
It was so oppressive that the Irish went with it because they wanted their kids to have a chance. So they were like, okay, we will teach them English. We will. So it was and the food thing, the famine, which was a genocide. The Brits are like, they'll never let it go, and it's like it was only 150 years ago, okay?
Not even that long.
And we're still fucked up from it. We're a land of people who have ADHD because of famine trauma, okay?
I've also never heard the famine get whooped before. You were like, the famine, the genocide. These guys are like, yeah, no, bro.
That was new. Yeah.
Well, they exported all the food outside of the country to the Brits, and
Or trees too, which is why Ireland is so fucking boring.
oh yeah, it was a forest before, and they were like, we really need those things that stop the champagne, the cork, and they were like, so we're just going to take all the trees from Ireland. But anyway, because it used to be rainforest land, now we just have rain, they took all the food, and then the potato they did introduce the potato from Peru. Any Peruvians?
The English went to Peru and took it back to Ireland.
Yeah, they took it to Ireland. They said that's the only food you can have. Gets all your vitamins, though. You can literally survive off it. I love a good fucking potato.
I love spuds.
What's your favourite subcategory of spud?
I like all the potatoes.
If you had to pick, if they were like, we're going to eliminate the rest of them, you can keep one.
Mashed. With cream.
I like potato bread.
Potato bread?
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
What's potato bread?
You're so young.
That's from the north.
It's not from the north.
It's from the north.
It's not from the north.
Potato bread was when I went to Belfast the other day with my boyfriend, and we were like, "The fuck is this? Are they pancakes?"
They just have it in the north. It's not from the north.
It is.
It's not from the north.
Where's potato bread from?
Well, my family are from Longford, so it's real like country shit.
Isn't that like up there?
Longford's the Alabama of Ireland. Sorry, out there.
This is what I used to do in history class in school, by the way. I'd be like, what about the spuds, Mr. Rick?
His half Catholic coming out real hard. Okay, any more history really quick?
So you eat potato bread. Okay, I look at you differently now. So the 1500s, British rule really came in, the penal laws and the Brehon laws. So this is essentially imposed civil disabilities on Catholics, including death. I don't know what that means. So if you did anything Catholic,
I was like, I
you were
think it's when they
including
kill
death.
you. She goes, including death. I don't know what that means.
Imposed on Catholics, including death. So, as I said earlier, no voting, no holding public office, no owning land, no teaching, no Irish music, no speaking Irish. And in 1541, Henry VIII, was that the one that invented Protestantism?
Yeah, because he hated
Marry
all his wives.
loads of lives.
He'd killed so many of them, and then it was getting to look a bit dodge. So he was like, oh, if I kill another one, they're going to be like, this guy's killing his fucking wives. So then he invented, I can't say it, I sound like I'm saying, when I say you're half religion, Protestant.
Protestant.
Yes, I can't pronounce it.
That's how Catholic you are. You go to say it and your spine goes,
I'm like,
fuck.
I turned it into a slur.
Yeah, you whisper it.
Protestant. No, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. That was like visceral. It just came out of me. Anyway, no, and so then their religion separated basically that they can have a divorce, which honestly, yours is way cooler in a way. I hate the oppression and the oppression was all wait.
Do you know why they're even cooler? Is because when you go into their church, they have cushions on their.
No, it definitely. Because
hey, we look after you. You know what I mean? You sit in them fucking hardtops at the Catholic church, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Catholic churches always stand up, sit down, feel pain. It's a lot of control. Yeah. No, the Catholic church was fucking awful in Ireland. It was another tool of oppression. So we got our freedom in Ireland, and all the men who fought for it, like, oh, this is so great. What should we do now? Let's get the Catholic Church in and be oppressed again. But no, so but the Protestant, you guys, you don't believe Mary is a virgin, which I kind of like that because I love Mary. I want her to be a little slut, I love Mary, she's a legend. And then what else? Yeah, you could get divorced. We couldn't get divorced until 95. But then it was also bad if you were a Protestant up the north. You guys were stealing all the fucking votes. If you're a Protestant, you could have as many votes as you want. If you're a Catholic, you couldn't. So that was kind of shit. But Mary's a whore. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth either, to be honest. But anyway, so what do you think? Mary virgin or not? Which side is coming out?
I think she was a fucking turbo slut.
Do you think she was going to Joseph? Who owns this pussy?
Oh, yeah. The idea of like biblical times dirty talk is so funny.
God came down and was like, Mary, is your belly ready for a lodger?
They're fucking each other and she's like, oh Jesus, and he's like, well, how are you? You alright?
You think, oh yeah, that's
Jesus
crazy.
is her son.
That's crazy to think we say, yeah, Jesus and sex. That's crazy. So, anyway, me and my boyfriend do this thing because we're nuts. One time he had sex, after sex he said, oh, that was biblical. So now we do quotes from the Bible after sex. So he'll be like, that was a letter to St. Paul and the Corinthians. And I'll be like, that was Psalm 246, It's probably going to get us to read the Bible because we're fucking running out of...
Wait, I love this tab. Can I ask you what the craziest thing an American gentleman has said to you in the bedroom?
I don't think... An Irish man said something crazy to me. He licked my ear and goes, tasty.
Oh my God, check his laptop. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Why, what was the craziest thing a woman said to you?
Well, the craziest thing, bar, that whose pussy is it? Sorry, I'm getting flashbacks. But one time a girl said, okay, this is a lot. Can I say this? Do I have permission to say this?
Oh my God, yeah!
Okay.
Probably not from her, but...
One time a girl said to me, okay, hang on, we'll role play a minute here. What's your name, sir? Dan? I'm going to ask you the question she asked me, right? And I want to see if you respond, if you can think of anything, right? So, Dan, this lady that I'd bedded at the time.
Bedded? Were we back in biblical times?
Yes, it feels like
was it. Hay on the floor?
So I was going down on her because I'm a feminist. And during the act, she goes, Aaron. And I was like, first of all, love, it's fucking Aaron. She goes, tell me what I taste like.
Oh!
You're up, Dan? You see the fucking fear in this man's face?
Oh my God.
We need religion back in this country immediately. Enough of the star signs and all that bullshit. It's Jesus Christ from now on.
Shame.
Heathens. The lot of these.
I don't even... it's such a trauma for women. The fact that she did it in a sexual way, I once did this just to see if it was okay. I tasted myself. You should have said, bitch, do yourself.
It's like when your ma's making a spaghetti bolognese and she's like,
sure.
no, it's good. Well, I was like, I again, I tried to respond, but I looked like, you know, like a judge on the Great British Bake Off, just like. Now that you ask, there is a tint of meringue coming off you, I suppose. I'm gonna go to mass on Sunday.
No, I'll go with you. We'll go to the Catholic one.
No, we'll go to the Catholic one.
Oh no, we'll go to the Protestant one. We get the cushions.
We should do church swap.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that should be a show.
That should be a show.
Okay.
I do remember my first mass though, and I was like, "Holy shit, he's handing out Pringles."
Pringles? Oh, the bread. Oh my God, no! My priest, no God, poor man, must have had a stroke, but they didn't tell anybody, and he then continued to give mass for 15 years. So I never understood what he was saying, and he was like drooling for 15 years. But they were just like, we can't get rid of him. Isn't that so horrible? Let the man fucking retire. He was up there just going blah 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 blah, and we had no clue. Oh my God. Yeah.
Sorry about that, by the way, that was a big diversion. Sorry.
So what year are we up to? Oh, I started.
This is like when the teacher separates their friends.
You. Okay, I think you're neurotypical. I think you're the one neurotypical person.
Dude, I met you the other day and I was like, you're bringing out my ADHD, stop!
Oh yeah, you might be a little autistic actually now that Yeah, she is. We're the ADHD and she's the autism.
Talent. Yeah, the famine. So I guess we were on that. Were you involved in that? The North? I don't know.
Oh no, don't share your stories.
What story?
What did you say? Were you involved with the North?
I said we were talking about the famine and then I looked at you and I was like, were you involved in that?
Oh right.
No, I was 12.
Not during the famine. The famine was 150 years ago.
This is my 17th life.
That's a different religion.
So we were talking about the timeline of Ireland.
Well, we were at the famine, so famine 1850,
We were at
what,
famine,
6?
and that's probably why the majority of you guys are here. Usually you don't have I'm like 4th generation Irish. Is there anyone here like whose grandparents, great grandparents are Irish? All right. Okay, so there's there's a couple of families here.
Yeah.
So the famine we had from 1845 onwards, and basically 1 million of us were like dead, and then the other 1 million of us were like went to America. But
Never actually recovered from the famine.
no, we didn't. This is fascinating. We're in the 21st century, and the island of Ireland has not yet recovered to the numbers that it has been since then.
That's why so there's like a ton of xenophobia being spread from your fucking country. And I know this because there is this hashtag going around saying Ireland is full, but then they checked where the hashtag was coming from, and 75% of the hashtag was coming from the United States.
Yeah.
Because you love to get fucking involved in other people's business. But I was...
Yeah, you pieces of shit.
Yeah. But let me stay here. But no, so with that, well, that's why it's important to know, because wait, what? I totally just got to sidetrack. Famine, Ireland. Oh, we need people in Ireland. Basically, we should be pro-immigration because we've never gotten back to the. That's crazy.
We're still not at 8 million.
And we had so many kids. Them up the fucking north. They would. The Catholics said they will beat the Brits by the pram, which meant. Because they'd just have loads of babies and eventually they would not be a minority anymore. So they were going to fuck their way out of being a minority. And I don't know what happened to your mom. She was like...
She had 6 twins.
She had loads of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yeah, but it was... Your mom's Catholic, right?
She's the broad.
Oh, that's why she had loads of kids. It was your dad's sperm. That Catholic sperm is nuts.
Oh, it's like bleach. It just
looks at you and you get fucking pregnant. Anyway, so back to the history of Ireland.
We're talking about the death of the Irish people. But you know what? We've one thing to thank the English for, though. Like, seriously, the reason that we have St. Patrick's Day is because of all the diaspora, the sperm, all over the world. Because there are, sorry, I'm going to put on an American accent there. We have 40 million Irish Americans in the US alone. 40 million! That's
9 million
ridiculous.
Irish people on the land of Ireland.
4 million.
I'm including the north. Whoa.
Sorry.
Well, we know where she stands. Yeah, I think it's 5 million in the south and it's 3 up the north.
Christ, that would make 8 million then, yeah.
I mean, 3.75
I'm
and...
only joking.
Well, I never said I was good at maths. I'm doing stand-up for a fucking living.
Did anyone here do the leaving cert? So the leaving cert is basically the equivalent to the SATs. Yeah, I got like this ridiculously high figure in the leaving cert and then failed higher level maths. So I totally get you on the whole, how many people are in Ireland.
No, you just insulted me more. She goes, I failed and I still got to correct you on that. You dumb bitch. Okay, more history. Let's go.
So famine, 1845 until 1840 something, and then basically we skipped on 100 years to the 1916 Easter Rising, and then until 1921, when we got independence. In brackets, the 6 counties. So we got independence in the Republic of Ireland, and then Northern Ireland also came out of that. But it was a way to stop the. It was a way to stop the death.
Yes.
Yes, and that's where you came out of. So Northern Ireland remains British. I don't know why I wrote that down because everyone knows that already. And then Troubles was 1968.
Well, before you go into one of the guys who fought in 1916 Rising, who was Scottish-born Irish, he was they did court martial and they killed all the rebellions, which they shouldn't have, because then the whole public opinion were like, you can't do that. So that's kind of what led to the freedom of Ireland. But that guy, James Connolly. I hope I'm correct about this, but he was the guy who started unions, and he went to America, spread it about over here. So in Ireland, they did the first ever lockout, 1913 lockout. Is that right? Yeah. Thank you. And it was all about getting unionisation and getting rights for workers. And so he went over to America and travelled around, and then died in our rising. He's a little legend.
Our president at the time of the 1921-1922, Eamon de Valera, was American-born.
Yeah, but we don't like that cunt. It's very controversial. No, because Michael Collins is the guy who led the IRA. A lot of guerrilla warfare he created that is still used to this day. And he said that he will eventually get back to 6 counties, but he just wanted to get what he could. But then Eamon de Valera got really annoyed about this. And then there was a civil war and they killed Michael Collins. And I love Michael Collins, he's really fucking hot in the movie. And so I just wish they'd just given him a few more years. And then Eamon de Valera is also the one who introduced, who asked the Catholic Church versus, church and state. And we all know how that fucking went. And so many women fought in that. We have a whole thing called Coming to Ban. Yeah, which sounds like a ban on coming. It wasn't. It's a women's club. Women were really they fucking fought, and then the Catholic Church were like, get back in the kitchen, bitch.
That's a really good joke.
Oh, I know. I don't need them to laugh. Okay, so now we're past that. That was just a fun thing for them to know, the influence.
So basically, Ireland, right now, is where we are today. The Celtic.
And we've all fled it. No famine. We just want to make money off our dreams. Because you come here, and it's so crazy because all this xenophobia is nuts to me, because America was going around for decades promoting itself to other countries, being like, fucking come here. You can do whatever you want. You can make money off it. You can walk dogs and make money off it. That's fucking nuts. In Ireland, we walk our own dogs. So we were like, we're fucking going there, that's great. And so that's the end of the history portion from you?
Yeah, where we are today, essentially. And yeah.
So then that leads to, do you have anything you want to say about the history, Aaron?
I'm so good. I'm 100%.
What's Ireland?
So with the Ireland being, with sexy words, you got the sexy words.
That's where we are in the 21st century. So essentially, I'll tell you very quickly, the Irish language is experiencing a massive revolution online, and what do we call it? Avyoken, so revival of the Irish language via kind of TikTok and Instagram, which is kind of weird. But so I was like, I'm going to decide to be a content creator online where I promote the Irish language and everything, and now views of your own content and your content and my content of the Irish language, etc., has spread to hundreds of millions of views worldwide. And we're experiencing this kind of new, where the Irish language was really not, it was banned, it was not interesting whatsoever. When I was growing up, as I said, I was born in 2001, and growing up, I was like...
She's still growing up.
Still growing up. this is not cool. Where am I going to make money at this? This is the worst thing ever, and it's still a continuing narrative to today. So I'm asked, and Katie's asked also to speak at like secondary schools and stuff to explain that the Irish language is cool, it's sexy again, and this book explains.
There's this guy, what's his name?
Mancon Mangan.
Even I struggle with some of the Irish words. So remember before when we said about seal snot? So they were never words for things. So, okay, pronounce
There
it.
were over 90.
Say it in Irish. What's that?
I'll do the little intro. There are
No.
over 90
Oh, God.
words in the Irish language. Was that what we were going to say?
Yeah.
There are over 90 words in the Irish language for the female genitalia. And this is very true because the Irish language comes from like a land and a background.
And pagan women were
storytelling.
fucking great. They would stick a little like stick under your bed if they were done having sex with their husband, so then he'd have erectile dysfunction. So we're legends, okay? Fucking legends. There's also a wart woman in Longford if you ever need to go get your warts. She's the 7th daughter of a 7th son, so she has the cure. Don't fucking go with your willies, that's weird. Just with your hand warts.